Howdy everyone, here we are with this new episode of Silver Valley Zoo. Here we are with the Reptile Range, which now has a sign, as you may notice. Here's our alligator habitat with last time, with our male chilling, and you can tell there is now an interior, which is what we're looking over today. There's just these halls leading in different directions. Here we have, this uses a lot of prop animals by someone on the console workshop named Dino's Rule. He made a lot of really good stuff. Let me tell you that. He's starting to become like the equivalent of Captain Callum for console. And here we have the iguana, he's back there. Here you have a nice little mural using some of the signs and stuff. There's a caiman, which we'll get to later. Then here we have the rattlesnake, which I think you can spot one right over here. We just made the boxes shorter and added some plaster walls just to make them seem a bit smaller, because they are really way too big. I also made some smaller ones that are fake, like for this black mamba. And then past this planter on the wall, we have the green tree python in here. Yeah, it's a very nice one. It's coiled up on the tree. And then here you have the gaboon viper. This is one I really like that I would hope to see in the game someday. And then here we have the star attraction, or Komodo dragon. We just have one in here because it's a pretty small habitat, and you can't really go many places because of the huge hitbox that Komodo dragon has, but I think it's still pretty nice. There's some mist in here. Added some moss decals to look like clouds on the blue background, just to make it look a little more, thoughtful. And tons of plants here. It's even some lights and stuff. And that's just tons of stuff, a sleeping area and leaves and everything. Here you have the Aldabra tortoise habitat, which is the outside part. There's 4 of them in here, and I did anticipate them to be a bit bigger, which is why it's probably a bit bigger than normal, but it actually fits perfectly now. Although I do believe that these are a bit undersized in the game compared to real life. But then again, I think some of them could probably be this size. Just have a simple thing back there. Most of them are behind. I tried to make this pretty detailed while keeping it, mainly dirt, because that's how tortoise habitats usually are, because they like to eat everything. And back there you can see their shelter, which we will actually build the interior of next episode, when we build the backstage of this and exterior of this building, and then we have the frilled lizard, another prop. Got the Herman's tortoise, this one's a real one. And then the Gila monster, you can see a couple of them right here. Then here is the entrance to Cayman River, which is also going to be for next episode. Right now there's nothing behind this door, but there will be next time, which will be in a couple weeks, because we're going to Crimson Desert Zoo for the next video. It's just pointing, just to make sure that you know that that's where it is. Then we have some more, the giant day gecko, and then the tokay gecko. These are both, I believe, kept as pets in some places, but, that's what we had, since I'm trying to preserve most of the South American props and exhibit animals for the Cayman River, to keep, because that's going to be an Amazon kind of little dark area, like kind of a night house section, like back in our Australian roadhouse. And then if you go, this hall just leads back around, links up to the same direction. It's just how you can mainly enter from the garden. But if you go this way, we have some doors that lead into the backstage that we're going to build next time. as well as on the other side of Cayman River. You can go through it from either direction, so it links up to the other part of the building. And we have this very nice view. If you look over there, we're going to be building on in a couple episodes when we get to the new area. But if you look this direction, we have so much completed zoo to look over. It's a very satisfying thing to see so much completed zoo to look at. Like in this direction, it's all finished. Like this zoo is getting so close to finishing. It's been over a year since we started it, and it's been with me my entire time with Planet Zoo since its console release. So it's going to be a little tough to say goodbye to this zoo, but then again, it's so satisfying to see it finished, which we will get to eventually. And here's the inside of the Komodo habitat. As you can see, I picked specifically all plants that don't move. I tried to make sure none of the plants I placed in here move like they're in the wind because, well, realistically, this is inside, so they wouldn't really be moving. And I'm not even sure all of them would be real. If we go into the tortoise habitat, you can see some palms and trees. It just looks nice. You can tell that around it is not finished, but it will look even better when it's done, the backdrop. Then we use some of the Oceanian stone pieces to make some pebbles everywhere, along with the larger rocks. We have a little garage door because it's blocked off for now before we actually go and make that backstage. Yeah, and now we have the diamondback terrapin here in the middle. Let's see, we can see one right there. Up in there. This is one that I really like. And the signs are actually perfectly fitting on this wall. And if we just go outside, and I'll see you.